Hey, what's going on? My name is Jacob Restituto. I've posted about 3,000 reaction videos here on my channel, almost 3,200. It's insane. I've learned a couple things here and there, and if you are starting a channel or have just recently started a channel, this video is for you. We're going to be talking about how to film reaction videos and kind of going step by step into a couple different options that you have and a couple things I've learned here and there just after posting so many videos. First thing first, super simple but kind of legit and like actually serious, is like just start. Start with what you have. I think so many people overthink this and like they're like, oh, where should I do it? What should my content be? What should I wear? All the craziest things, right? What will people think? Will it even get views? Just start and figure it out. That's how I recommend doing things, and what I've learned has worked for me is just starting, kind of figuring it out, seeing the feedback. Does this perform well? Did this not perform well? And then adjusting as you go. But at least you started. If you always pontificate in your head, you're never going to go anywhere with it. But if you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to start. I'm going to figure it out. You can take it from there. Highly recommend just starting and then figuring it out as you go. So once you start, where do you start? How do you film? Well, if you have no camera, you can very much easily do it on your phone, your iPhone, your Android, whatever phone you have. It sounds ridiculous, but I did it for years, and I did it with hundreds of videos, posted hundreds of videos, filmed it right on my phone. I actually recommend using something called ProMovie. This is the website for it. You can download it on the App Store. It has this logo. I used it for everything. You can like lock the where you can do a bunch of things. You could lock the exposure. You can adjust the exposure more. You have a lot more controls over things. I highly recommend this app. It was great. The quality I found was better than filming on your iPhone, and it didn't have the whole HDR thing that your iPhone does that makes it hard to edit within like Premiere Pro. I just recommend using ProMovie Recorder. I really liked it. I used it for years on my iPhone. And then you can do a screen recording, or like if you have something called like a Tascam, like I have a Tascam over here, which is like a audio recorder where you can plug into your computer. That's one option. Option A. The next option is something like OBS, which is Open Broadcaster Software. It's an app that you download onto your computer, and you can essentially create your own, what we would call like scenes. And what that is you can say, hey, you can record right in it. You can connect your computer or to your camera. If you have a camera, or you can use your phone, you can connect your phone to it. But then you can choose between different scenes that you have and say, okay, in this scene A, I'm gonna just have just my camera. In scene B, I'm going to have my camera and the desktop over on the left hand. In scene C, I'm going to have my iPhone and my camera. And you can just choose all these different things. For example, here, like I'm going to press a different scene over here, and it's just going to change the angle. Now we're going to a wide angle, right? Then I'm going to put something showing my screen over here on OBS. Then it's just my screen only, all these different options, and you can cycle through them. You can cycle through inputs of like audio. You can have little tickers running across the bottom, saying subscribe or whatever the case is. I highly recommend it. You can also use these platforms to live stream, so you can film in them or live stream them. They're actually mainly meant for live streaming. I use them to film in. I highly recommend it. Also with OBS, you can use it as something called a virtual camera. So if you ever have Zoom meetings, you can actually use your real camera, like this camera that I'm filming on right now. I actually use it for Zoom meetings, and you can have control over it and just look better on a Zoom. If you want a little more control, a little more creativity, there's something called Streamlabs OBS, where Streamlabs is a company that essentially took OBS and gave a lot more character to it, a lot more options, and a lot more apps within it. It's a cooler user face. That's personally what I use. I started on OBS. I'm kind of going through the progression of my own career here. I started on my phone, then started on OBS, now using Streamlabs OBS. And now going next is to what I've been doing even more so lately, screen recording through QuickTime and recording on OBS. Sometimes I have a little bit of technical difficulties of like recording, because I use actually a two computer setup. You don't have to. For years I did a one computer setup where it was all recording and playing the music from the computer. You can use something called I believe it's called iShow Audio Capture or something like that. iShowU Audio Capture. It's a great program where it like essentially listens to your computer's audio and records it. That's a headache of a problem that a lot of people have, is like, how do you record your internal audio while also hearing your internal audio? iShowU Audio Capture is a great one. There is another one. SWB Audio Capture is another option if you want to use something like NDI, where you're using two computers like I am. I have my Mac over here and my laptop over here. My Mac is sending the audio to the laptop. That's SWB. shiny white box audio capture. So a couple of different options for that. Lately though, I've just been screen recording here with my QuickTime and then linking that with my video of me, which is what you're seeing now, into them together. A whole bunch of different options. Next tip that I have for recording reaction videos starting off is create a reaction playlist, a private playlist on your YouTube, where whenever you're like kind of on YouTube and something comes up and you're like, oh, I want to react to that, but I'm not going to react to it right this minute because you're out wherever, you're in the bathroom, you're on the couch, whatever the case is, add it to that playlist, add it to that playlist. And then when you come to sit down to film reaction videos, you have a playlist now and you just click that playlist and you have somewhere to start. Highly recommend doing something like that, where you can just kind of go, then you don't have to spend time looking for videos, searching for things, trying new things. You have a list of things that you want to go and you can get to work right away. That being said, the next one is borrow ideas from colleagues. Search other reaction channels, other people that you are friends with or not, don't even know, and just see what they're reacting to and see how it's performing for them and see if it's something that you are interested in. I do that all the time. I see what my colleagues are doing, how it's performing, if it's something I'm interested in, kind of just repeating myself of what I just said. But like, if it is, if I check all those boxes, then I'll film a video on it. I'm like, that's cool. Thank you for the idea, essentially. The next one will make your life so much easier. Again, kind of like similar to with the playlist, you want to streamline your ability to record and post videos. Just makes your life a lot easier. The next one is have a system and a cohesive system and a format, or whatever you want to call it, for thumbnails. I have a folder on my desktop that's just called thumbnails. I have background removed of just photos of me just with my background removed. Whole bunch of different photos like that, photos where those are taken from. So you could use either or, you know, figure out what style works for you. I have the text that I put on my thing, like, so and then I have something that I just start compiling it. A lot of people use Canva, which is an option too, but find out a format that works for you and then kind of stick with it and make it easy, and also make it cohesive so that when people see your content or see your thumbnail, they know it's your content. That makes a huge difference. The next one is something to live by, and it is do what you like and enjoy, because the views are fickle. Meaning things will come and go, ebbs and flows. You know, people will be on social media a lot more today, and then tomorrow they're not, and you have no reason, no understanding of why. But if you do what you enjoy, it kind of doesn't really matter because you're doing it because you enjoy it rather than doing it for the views. And then when the views don't come, you're like, why am I doing this? I'm wasting my time. The views aren't coming. I highly recommend you do what you enjoy, not for the views, because you enjoy it. Last but not least is reviewing the analytics. This is, I think, underrated. I don't think most people do it because they don't understand it. So watch some videos on YouTube or just kind of start delving in. And YouTube Studio, which is, if you're just posting, actually, this will be a separate tip, I guess. Look into YouTube Studio if you're posting videos. There's it's studio.com, studio.youtube.com. And it has all the information, how many subscribers are growing in a month, what your estimated income is if you're monetized, what your view count is, all these different things, what videos are performing well, what aren't performing well, all these different things, and analytics that you can see and start to learn. And I highly recommend it because, you know, a lot of people just start off by hitting the upload button on YouTube, which is cool, but you don't get to see all those back-end analytics. So I highly recommend it. You can get the app on your phone, or you can do it on your computer. I do it on my computer, but I also have the app on my phone. It's easier to respond to comments on your phone. But learn the analytics, see what's performing well and why. So after posting 3,100 reaction videos, again, I've learned a couple things, and I hope you found this interesting and helpful as you start your own journey. Send me a text or shoot me a message if you have any questions. I'm happy to help out, or send me an email. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that helped. God bless and peace out.